Hey kaiju fans, my name's Xeno, and today I would like to discuss a topic of many conversations and debates among both the tokusatsu and kaiju communities: Godzilla versus Gamera. In this video we will go back and focus upon the long film history of the two monsters, and talk a little bit about the long-standing franchise rivalry. In the early 1950s, producer Tomoyuki Tanaka was coming back to his home country of Japan after working overseas. At the time, he thought, what if a giant monster awoke from nuclear radiation and attacked Japan, taking residence in Tokyo Bay? Soon enough, Tanaka became producer of Godzilla, as Ishiro Honda was put in the director's chair and Eiji Tsuburaya in charge of special effects. The monster Godzilla, or Godzilla, was originally intended to be brought to life through stop motion, much like the film's inspirations King Kong and Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. However, it was predicted that if the film's kaiju was to be brought to life through stop motion, it would take about 7 years. This would be too long for the production, and thus a different approach had to be taken. Tsuburaya and his effects team came up with the idea of putting a man inside a costume of the monster, a technique since dubbed suitmation. After making 2 suits, one of which was sawed in half for shots of the creature's legs, the film was distributed by Toho Studios in late 1954 and was a box office success, leading to the rushed production of a sequel in 1955 and the American re-edit Godzilla, King of the Monsters, released in 1956, both of which were financially successful. Soon enough, Toho created more science fiction movies under the new tokusatsu and kaiju genres, with films such as Rodan, Baron the Unbelievable, and Mothra. These were the foundations of Toho's kaiju cinematic universe in the Showa period of Japan. Leading the charge of this universe was its originator, Godzilla. Crossovers and new productions featuring the Monster King led the monster boom of Japanese cinema and televisions in the 60s, leaving the big G stamp on pop culture. This boom in the market caused a number of other studios to take notice and place their money onto the kaiju scene. Films such as Gorgo, Yongari, and most notably Daiei's Gamera. In the early to mid-60s, Daiei sought to profit off a science fiction kaiju film like Godzilla, and after having to cancel their first kaiju film, Giant Horde Beast Nezura, producer Masaichi Nagata got the idea of a giant flying turtle attacking a city on a plane ride from an overseas country to Japan, reminiscent of how Tomoyuki Tanaka got the concept of Godzilla. Unlike Tanaka, however, Nagata got the idea from looking out the plane window and seeing what he claimed was a tortoise flying between the clouds. Though his story has since been chalked up to a fantastical illusion, what he claimed to see was to become Gamera. Coming off Nezura, Noriaki Yuasa went on to direct Gamera, and soon the film was distributed to cinemas in Japan on November 27, 1965, and, like Godzilla, had an American re-edit released in 1966. Despite failing with critics, the film was a success for the studio, leading to the production of a sequel with double the budget. The Showa series of Gamera movies continued for almost a decade as the box office and budgets kept going down with the release of each film as they attempted to appeal more and more to younger children. A trend Godzilla would follow as the Japanese film industry dried out with the rise of television and shows such as Ultraman. All of this led to both the original Godzilla and Gamera series eventually going on hiatus. Since then, both Godzilla and Gamera have been rebooted multiple times, especially the Big G, who has had 9 new timelines since 1984 through to the current day, 2 of which have been from American studios TriStar and Legendary Pictures. Whilst Gamera hasn't gotten this excessive amount of treatment, for better or worse, he did still get 2 reboots in the form of the Heisei trilogy in the 90s, which are some of the most well-respected kaiju films amongst genre fans, and although Gamera the Brave isn't quite as loved, it's still generally respected among most fans. And that's all for currently released feature films from both franchises. However, it should be noted that Gamera did in fact show up at New York Comic Con 2015 for a proof of concept trailer of a new Gamera reboot. but nothing since has come from the trailer, although the president of Kadokawa, the company that now owns Daiei, has said that Gamera is an important IP to them that they intend to utilize. Unfortunately, we do not currently know of any film productions involving the turtle, whereas with Godzilla, we know he will be returning in 2020 to face off once again against King Kong. Since 1965, Daiei and the Gamera movies have been the most notable commercial competition for Toho's Godzilla series, most apparent during the 60s, the golden age of Japanese cinema. To the disappointment of many fans, however, there have been no official attempts to have the King of the Monsters fight the friend to all children, Gamera. Or have they? For 10 days in March of 1970, an official crossover between Godzilla and Gamera did indeed happen. Though not a film, Toho and Daiei teamed up for a one-act stage show. Kaiju appearing in the show included, of course, Godzilla and Gamera, but also Manila, Gorosaurus, Space Gyaos, and Jigo. Unfortunately, the event itself is unrecorded with the exception of 2 photos. To make things worse, we don't know anything more about the plot of these events, nor the winner. Did Godzilla and Gamera really fight, or did they team up? The results of this clash may forever be lost to time. However, I would also like to mention that in 2002, Toho was approached by Kadokawa Pictures to produce a Godzilla vs. Gamera movie. Nothing else is known about the scrap project because Toho declined the offer. Although there have been rumors that Toho declined because Gamera was supposed to win, whether or not that was their reasoning, it is still disappointing to know that this film never came to be. But hey, at least we got Key. In this video, we've briefly looked through the history of Godzilla and Gamera's rivalry, from their origins in film to their clash on stage. I hope you viewers have found this video interesting and informative. If you have enjoyed this video, I hope you would leave a like, possibly share it with a friend, and comment down below. I'd love to hear people's thoughts on which of these cinematic titans would win in a fight. Or, if there's something I missed, let me know. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.